Hi, my name is Scott Strohs, and this is MySQL Shorts. In episode 21, we showed you how to dump and load an entire MySQL instance. While this is a nifty feature of MySQL Shell, it's not without issues. dumpInstance will always pull all of the data, even if it's already been dumped. This can be burdensome if you have a large data set. Wouldn't it be cool if there was a way to dump only the schema and data changes since you last ran dumpInstance? Well, there is. So sit back and relax while I demonstrate the awesomeness of dumpBinLogs. First, some background. I created two sandbox instances. On one, I created a schema and a table. I then inserted some data into that table. Once the table had some data, I used dumpInstance to create a dump. I then loaded that dump into the second instance. I also made sure that the GTID mode setting was set to on or on permissive on both instances. On the first instance, which is running on port 2319, let's look at the schemas. We can see we have one named demo. Now we'll look at the data in the demo.progress table. The results show that there are 3 rows in this table. Now we switch to the instance running on port 2320. Once connected, we will look at the schemas to show that they match. Look, there's the demo schema. And now we run the query against the progress table to show that data matches. Now let's head back and over to the instance running on port 2319. I'm going to run a query to insert 2 more rows into the demo.progress table. And then I'm going to add a new schema named demo2. To dump the binlogs, I need to switch to JavaScript mode. To dump the binlogs, I'm going to use the util.dumpBinLogs method. This method takes 2 arguments. The first is the path where the dump will be saved. The second argument is an options JSON object. Here, we use the since option and point to the directory where we dumped the instance. The since option can be a location where you ran dumpInstance or where you ran dumpBinLogs. When the dump is completed, we are heading back over to the instance running on port 2320. The command we use to load the binlogs is called loadBinLogs. This method also has 2 arguments: the path to the dump we want to load and an options JSON object. I'm using the ignore GTID gap option because I ran into issues with there being gaps in the GTIDs. After the dump is finished loading, we're going to run some queries. First, let's show the schemas again. Hey, look, there's demo2. Next, we are going to look at the data in the demo.progress table. We can see that the scores for Lucky and Peterson have been added. Thanks for watching. Please be sure to hit like and subscribe. Also, there'll be a link in the description for any code or files we used during this video.